Eddie Hearn says Devin Haney should fight Shakur Stevenson or Rolando Romero next, not Gervonta Tank Davis. What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Cardinal Red Sports. Let's talk about it. Alright, y'all. So, Eddie Hearn recently gave an interview and he spoke about the just recently passed fight between Devin Haney and Vasiliy Lomachenko. You know, a lot of people feel like Devin Haney lost the fight. On paper, he won. It is what it is. He's still the champion, so we have to move on. Unfortunately for Loma, I don't think there was a rematch clause attached to the contract. So, you know, basically, it was what I said it was going to be. You know, Loma pretty much gave him a great fight, but he's not going to get the nod in the fight. And I felt like Devin Haney was going to immediately move to 140 pounds, which it might be the case. You know, I'm not saying I was right, but I was very close. So, you know, when it comes to his next fight, I'm a big advocate for Gervonta Davis. I think that he deserves it. I think his resume proves it. His knockout ratio proves it. His fanfare proves it. But there are a lot of people that feel like he is padded and untested for some reason. I don't know. It is what it is. But personally, I think off the past 3-4 fights, he deserves a shot at Devin Haney. The way he's finished those fights, the way he looked in those fights, the way he promoted those fights, and the amount of fanfare those fights gained, I think that Gervonta and Devin Haney is the biggest fight at 130 pounds. Might be the biggest fight in boxing because Spence and Crawford left the table.
This nut ass nigga in there crying and all that dumb ass shit.
Now, when it comes to Shakur, you know, I do feel like he's the next guy up. But I just kind of don't like the way that they're trying to push him to the front of the pile without him even having 235-pound fights. Now, I know you get to jump some people when you come in and you're a former champion in the weight class right below, whatever the new weight class is that you went to. Now, they do rank you a little higher, especially if you was a champion before you came. But I don't feel like, since the division is so stacked, he should be able to leapfrog the top 3 or 4 guys that were already there. He should be in the top 5, but not the top 3. And that's me personally. Now, will he fight Shakur Stevenson next? I highly doubt it. I think that there are a lot of problems to be had with that fight. Basically, is Bob Arum willing to risk Shakur Stevenson, potentially getting a bad call when it comes to the judges and losing a fight in that manner? I don't think so. You know, it's possible. We just saw Vasiliy Lomachenko beat the crap out of Devin Haney, and I didn't think that was possible, but it very surely did happen. So anything's possible in the sport of boxing.
That is correct, Larry Holmes, jockstrap vet.
Me personally, I think that there's still a lot of problems similar to making the Gervonta Davis-Devin Haney fight with making Devin Haney versus Shakur Stevens. Now, doesn't mean it won't happen next, but I highly doubt it. My thoughts are that Devin Haney's going to 140, and that's why Rolando Romero's name came up. Now, apparently, Rolando Romero holds some version of the WBA regular title at 140. Surprised me. I thought that Josh Taylor held all the titles at 140, but apparently I'm wrong about that. So, there is a title that Rolando Romero is holding, and the article I read, they were saying that it would be very easy for Devin Haney to make a fight with Rolly. He was already saying he's struggling to make the 135. He could go up, test the water, still hold his titles at 135, go up, test the water with Rolly, perhaps get a title. Might be a meaningless title, but still a title nevertheless. And he could be even more popular by accomplishing that. Now, ultimately, in the end, would he probably have to drop the 135 titles? It would depend. You know, how good does he do at 140? Is it still a performance that's lackluster? Is he still not having power at 140? Because if it's that, at that point, you either have to say, well, I'm moving up further to 147. You know, maybe my power will be better there. Or you have to make a decision to come back down in weight and figure out how to control your weight at 135. And, you know, Devin Haney got some big decisions to make. Me personally, I don't think he's going to fight Gervonta Davis next either. He did mention that fight after his fight with Vasiliy Lomachenko. But I definitely don't see that one happening. I hope it does. I hope I'm wrong about all this.
It wasn't personal. It was business. Because Rich, he was lying to me about something that there was no reason to lie to me about. And in my mind, it just told me that if this little bit of money can come between what I thought was a wonderful relationship and a friendship, then no telling what you might sell me down the line for.
But I definitely don't see the Shakur fight happening. I don't see the Gervonta Davis fight happening. Rolando Romero sounds very, very winnable for Devin Haney. Now, even if he has a lackluster performance, if he wins, there's a title involved in it. So there would be even more accolades that he would have accomplished in the sport of boxing that quick. He's only like 20-something odd years old, and he's already the youngest 135-pound undisputed champion. So, you know, there would be nothing like him moving up in weight, holding those undisputed titles, and winning the title at 140 as well. So, you know, that would be the most realistic thing for the future, if you ask me. And Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis could be very realistic in the next couple of months. If Gervonta is not planning on moving up to 140, and I think Rolando Romero would be a good rematch for him since he holds the title. He already beat him once. Maybe perhaps Gervonta tries to steal that fight from Devin Haney and force him to fight Shakur Stevenson, you know, or Josh Taylor. And, you know, both of those fights could be very difficult for Devin Haney. But me personally, I think that Devin Haney is going to secure the Rolando Romero fight. He'll fight Rolly at 140, similar to what Earl Spence was going to do, moving to 154 to fight Keith Thurman and not fighting Terrence Crawford at 147 pounds. And perhaps, you know, if Devin Haney feels comfortable there and feels like he can make the weight, perhaps he'll bless us with the undisputed fight, you know, after the Rolando Romero fight. But I definitely see it taking another 6 months, maybe a year, to hash all this out. We might not even see the fight happen at 135. I've been saying that for a while too. It might actually happen at 140. Y'all hit that like button for me. Share, subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. More than likely to get a response on the tube, so holler at me over there. If you'd like to collabo, feel free to hit my Gmail. It is flockofcards@gmail.com. And we are mine.
Yeah. Now who's cold as refrigerator doors? Obliterated foes, most chicks and haters know. If not, I spit the player flows, trying to get the major dough, and I can't take it slow. Fast pace, cash chase, you in last place. Either he's in bad shape, I got a glass face. We've been doing it big since we was classmates. Now we grown men in the spot watching ass shake. And I'm on the go. Leave her feeling like she never been born before. Y'all sounding like y'all never touched a microphone before. And you can't clone the flow. He's on the flow, knocked out, comatose. Who wants some more? Told the chick, hold your tone. I'm on the phone. Yeah, you really don't want no violence. If a picture's worth a stack, I got a photo album. To the haters, how you like me now? Ain't got a deal, still it's about to go down. And he messed around, got the keys to the town, keys to the city, it's about to go down. To the haters, how you like me now? Ain't got a deal, still it's about to go down. And he messed around, got the keys to the town, keys to the city, it's about to go down. Now I don't know about y'all, but I'm all that sick flow, keep a track, man, I'm gon' ball. Spin bars like rims on tires with his Tim's on, y'all see him on fire. The chicks like Louis Key spit raw, but he local, he'll never get that far. Now you might see me in a pitch black car with a 6-pack and big black cigar. Take a play a rat and give it back to ma. Y'all ain't up to my pie. Run with ma. What I blow come from a jar. If it's drama, come to your job. Louis Keys, show him something they ain't seen. Get gangs of green off paper scheme.
To the haters, how you like me now? Ain't got a deal, still it's about to go down. And he messed around, got the keys to the town, keys to the city, it's about to go down. To the haters, how you like me now? Ain't got a deal, still it's about to go down. And he messed around, got the keys to the town, keys to the city, it's about to go down.
I'm a classic, acid spitter with a passion. Tryna make the cash get bigger, never crashing. Off a couple glasses of liquor, I'm surpassing. Even the baddest of spitters autographing. Tracks with a signature flow. Never listen to those with the miniature dough. See, I hope y'all know I may be the Black Tom Brady. Y'all can't play me. So do your thing and I'ma do mine. Keep biters on their toes with a new rhyme, new line. Blue pine turn to smoke. I burn bridges so I learned to float. Came up in the hood, no concerns and hope. Some of 'em fly straight, some turn to dope. Some of 'em climb up and then burn the rope, but not me. Louisville rapper IV.
To the haters, how you like me now?